if 1 in 7 have it, then what actually is it?
No, instead of waiting on a good day.
Welcome back to Made It to Monday, guys. This week we're talking about if 1 in 7 have it, then what actually is it? So my name's Jackson and I'm in recovery for depression. I say that in almost every single group that I run. And for those of you that know me, you know that I've got way too much energy, I'm super enthusiastic, I'm extroverted, a little bit too extroverted, and yet I make up 1 in 7 of the population in Australia that will experience depression in their lifetime. So depression has the 3rd highest burden of disease in Australia. It also has the 3rd highest burden of disease in the world. And it can happen to anyone. Even those who we least expect it, it's shown in different ways, in many different forms. For something that is so common, there is just so much we don't understand about depression. So today I'm going to take a very quick look at what depression actually is. Depression is like having a shit mate that tells you over and over again that you're a bad friend, that you're a terrible partner, boyfriend, daughter, colleague, just person in general. Depression can be when things go right, something must be about to go wrong. Like when you're feeling so tired and you just can't sleep, or when you just beat yourself up for not getting more things done in the day. Depression is painful, lonely, hopeless, all before you leave the front door. It's about isolating yourself from the people that you care about, sometimes to the point where you think that they'd be better off without you. Sometimes it's about being asked why you are sad and honestly just not knowing. And sometimes it's about having a really, really good day, feeling happy, feeling joyful, feeling some sense of laughter. Like things are starting to get back to normal and you're starting to have normal things happen in your day-to-day. Life slowly putting itself back together. That day, however, may end, and that mood may switch back to feeling the doom and gloom. Going back to telling yourself that you are useless, taking away your self-esteem, your self-worth, and even your value. Going back to feeling hijacked by depression. So depression is complicated. A lot of people around someone who has depression doesn't understand that there's a difference between being sad and being depressed. Being depressed is more like relentless sadness that just keeps on going. Sometimes it lasts days, sometimes it lasts months, sometimes it lasts years. Chronic and severe depression is not a choice. Sure, there's some things that people can be doing to try and help themselves, like sleeping better, eating better, getting some exercise in and socializing. But it is not a choice to be impacted and worn down by this significant burden. People with depression are people. Some are funny, beautiful, caring, talented, creative, just happy-go-lucky people. So depression does not discriminate. Depression is complicated. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's about listening to the people that are brave enough to speak out. It's about validating and connecting with those people and showing them that you care. Depression is complicated. It isn't as simple as snap out of it, smile, cheer up. This sort of communication is only going to push people with depression further away a lot of the time. You should do some exercise. Have you tried being vegan? These sort of things just aren't going to work for people. Depression is exhausting. A lot of the time it is just an uphill battle. And sometimes just sitting with that and realizing that for another person is enough, rather than telling them your 2 cents about what you think they should be doing. Some people with depression will cope by self-sabotaging, to being destructive in their relationships, drinking or drugging, sometimes self-harming and suicide. Depression for some people is turning living into surviving and doing what it takes to survive. A lot of people with depression will think about suicide, attempt suicide, or actually take their own life. This illness is complicated. So we have to try and move forward with this complexity. There has to be a balance between the way we start to live our life, taking each day as it comes, trying to learn how to live and breathe in the world each and every single day. This process is about knowing and protecting ourselves, understanding that recovery for this sort of thing might be with us forever or a really long time. It means challenging those negative thoughts, going against the grain of what your brain is telling you to think, trying to be present and accepting and doing your best to reach out when you can. If any of this rings true for you, then get support. Call me, message me, call Lifeline, call a friend, connect with your family. Be brave and start to try and reach out and get the support that you can get and start to realize that I'm not alone. For those of us without depression, maybe we don't have to fully understand what depression is, but find our own way of giving the support that we can with the people that we care about. Telling someone that you matter and that you are there for them. It's okay to not be okay. And for anyone that watches this and needs it, I am here for you. There are people that are here for you. I will see you next week for a very exciting last episode of Made It to Monday.
No, instead of waiting on a good day, waiting around through ups and downs, waiting on something to happen, I just said,